Good afternoon, everyone. I'm hoping you guys can hear me as we set off for our first launch for Raising Special Kids Facebook Live. Again, this is the first time I am loading this program, so I'm hoping that our viewers can see what I'm up to. But anyhow, again, my name is Brittany Miller, and I am a family support specialist with Raising Special Kids. And I am very excited to be hosting this Friday Facebook Live for the next few weeks to help us all get through this tricky time in our world because, as you know, things have turned upside down very quickly for all of us. So I wanted to start things off with a message playing off of our message that our executive director, Chris Tiffany, sent out to Arizona families and then also to our team. So he decided to send out a message called Here for Families, Here with Families. And it's really touched all of us at Raising Special Kids to have that message because it's really put meaning into our work, even more so now, considering what our world is going through. I'm very excited to highlight that for you. So he basically outlined that we are still here for families. We are working hard. We are taking calls every day. All of our Raising Special Kids team is at home. We are all telecommuting. As you can see, I have this creative home office that I had to set up quickly because I'm normally used to being in the office in Phoenix, where we're located. And the rest of our team is all around Arizona, working hard for families. I think that we do have some unique qualities as family support. All of us working here are touched by disability, whether it's a parent of a child with a disability like myself, or someone who has a deep love for special needs children and has worked with them professionally. So we all are here for you guys, and we really just want you to know that we are actively working every day, just like we have been for the past 40 years as your Parent Information Center for Special Needs Families. And even though our home offices, as you can see, mine looks a little different, all of our staff is here to support you. So again, for those joining, I'm seeing people coming on. And again, bear with me as I get used to this technology from my laptop. I'm thankful for the shout outs. Hi, Sussy. Hi, Anna. For those joining, this is our first Raising Special Kids Facebook Live. The theme of our series is called Here for Families, Here with Families. And today we're going to kind of recap where we're at in the world and then talk about how we're really all in this together. So as Chris Tiffany, I'm just going to read his statement about us as parents and family members of children who have disabilities. Much of our experience has conditioned us to be uniquely qualified to cope and process situations of extreme stress and anxiety, which I'm sure a lot of you raising your hand, including me, can agree that, you know, our life experiences have taught us that we can handle a lot of pressure. And so because of this, we can handle these new challenges that have been faced, that have been presented to us by this COVID-19. So just to kind of recap where we are at in the world, here's a little timeline. And if any of you have received your newsletter via email, please, if you haven't checked it out, please go look at it. So if you're on our mailing list for Raising Special Kids, right now, check your email because our communications team has sent out a great newsletter with tons of good resources on COVID-19, ways to engage your children, where to look for reputable resources, because as you know, the news is changing daily, and just some support for you guys to check out. And I refer to it often because it's awesome. So in that timeline, it starts out in Arizona. So January 26th is when we received our first COVID case, so coronavirus case. March 6th is when the third one was identified and we realized it was starting to spread in our community. Hey, Victoria, thanks for saying hi. On March 11th, the World Health Organization declared it as a pandemic and a public health emergency. And our governor announced an executive order aimed at protecting risk populations. March 15th, as many of you know, parents raising kids with that are in special education or in school at all, the governor and our superintendent, Kathy Hoffman, decided to close schools through March 27th. March 19th, our Governor Ducey decided to slow down business operations. On March 20th, as you know, I'm sure all of you know, our kids were decided to be pushed back through the April 10th out of school to protect the spread of this pandemic and to help us practice social distancing. March 26th, our Arizona Department of Health Services gave more strict guidelines on how we can interact with our community so we can slow this down. March 30th, this was a tough one, I have to admit, for me as a mother and for many families in Arizona, hearing that our schools were going to be closed for the rest of the school year, and we were going to keep our kids home to protect them and do our part in social distancing. And so, that's kind of a quick recap. Obviously, things changed very fast in Arizona for all of us, and those affected by disability, sometimes that challenge can be a little harder. So we as Raising Special Kids just want you all to know that we are here. Our full range of supports and services are happening now. Something I've learned as an employee working here is that we can adapt really well. We are using technology. All of us are doing virtual meetings, something like, such as this. We're using software. We are all telecommuting. But every day we're calling families, they're calling us, and we're providing the same support that we always have for families. It just has a little unique twist right now, given the state of the world. So if anybody has a question, I don't want to be talking at you this whole time. So if there's something you want to ask that's about raising special kids or something you want us to get back to you about, feel free to comment as it's coming in. I'm seeing comments coming in on our thread. If there's something that you want to know about, if you have a question about your child's special education right now, what your DDD services look like, honestly, where to go for basic needs resources, please comment. And if with your permission, I can reach back out to you after this broadcast, and one of our family support team can provide you individual support. We are always looking for feedback from families on how to improve our help to you. So if there's something you want me to know or want me to pass on related to, we're all in this together, or resources, please let me know. You can always call our office. Our number is 602-242-4366. That is our main number. Please call us. We're here to help you. So to get things started again for people just joining, I am Brittany Miller. I'm a family support specialist with Raising Special Kids, and we are starting off our first Friday Facebook Live. The theme today is We're All in This Together. So as you know, we really are. Please comment in the comments what your families have been up to. If any of you follow us on social media, I'm actually the person who manages our social media, and I've had the pleasure of getting some awesome video submissions from families on neat things they're doing with their children at home. Thanks, Jamie. I appreciate that. Some of our moms in the community are following and commenting, and it's just fun to have this engaging Facebook Live with you. But I've had the pleasure of being contacted by parents on things they're doing to keep their kids happy, to maintain peace in their home as best they can, and to provide that reassurance. And it's just very heartwarming, I have to say. Some families have sent me videos, and you'll start seeing them sprinkled in over our social media over the next couple of months. So some families have sent me videos on these amazing sidewalk chalk activities they're doing outside with their kids, because let's be honest, fresh air feels good. We're doing learning at home. So me personally, I saw Chris Tiffany, thank you. He asked me what my kids' education looks like. So my girls their school has started online learning. And so they thankfully have very dedicated teachers and a school staff who emailed us parents at the beginning of the week. My girls were able to utilize a platform called Google Classroom anyway during their education, regularly during the school year. And so I'm surprised, as you know, kids these days, their technology skills are better than most of us adults. So they've adapted quickly. We have a schedule where I'm trying really hard to keep them on a schedule. Thankfully, their teachers have provided a lot of guidance. And I've just learned as a parent and then as a family support specialist how hard our teachers are working and how hard families are working. And if we can just come together and support each other and communicate well, it's only going to help us over these next few months. But yeah, I'm doing okay at home with my kids, and they're learning as best they can. Um, I saw on here that one of the moms commenting, thanks Ceci, that her kids are doing piano lessons via Zoom, which is super cool. A lot of us are using Zoom and different platforms to provide services right now. My little daughter, Brooke, she has therapies through DDD, and she's also utilizing therapies through school. And we have started to work with consulting with her therapist. So I, as a mom and her nurse, can provide some consult therapy services and then a little bit of teletherapy. And I'll tell you, I've heard so many families as they call into our office that they're starting out with teletherapy this week and it's going successfully. And even though it's a learning curve, these therapists are trying hard to make it engaging for our kids. And I'm so grateful for our state programs that they are willing to continue these services for us. And as we all learn together, as you know, many of us are doing right now. So as far as raising special kids, so what we've been up to, what have we been up to? So of course, we're continuing to provide support for families. Just like normal, our family support team is taking calls every day. Families are asking questions all over the gamut of, how do I communicate with my child's school team? What will special education look like right now? How will my DDD services continue? Can I still get an early intervention referral? How am I going to talk to my support coordinator? And honestly, some more tough questions of, a family member lost our job and it's affected our income, and we really need help with basic needs resources. And our family support team has had the privilege of really bonding with the parents we serve, even more so lately, given what's going on in our world, and provide those services and connect them with resources. So that has been definitely a pleasure. And our family support team members are also special needs parents, so it's just really a give and take of us providing that support to you guys, and then feeling that reward back. As you know, how when you provide service for others, you are blessed by it as well. We are also learning on new platforms. So we are creating, our team is creating some virtual trainings. So please stay tuned. As you know, one of the hallmarks of Raising Special Kids is our parent training program. It's still here. It's still happening. It's just we're doing our part in social distancing, so it's not in person. But we are next Saturday are launching our first virtual schedule of trainings. I can put the link to that after this is over on the thread, so people commenting on this current Facebook Live will see it. But I am happy to tell you that next Saturday, actually Friday and Saturday, we will be offering some virtual trainings through a platform called Ring Central. You can register on our website just like before, and our team will email you the link to join. It's very user-friendly, and it will be an engaging virtual presentation. We're doing one on guardianship and positive behavior support. And yes, thank you, Ceci. PBS, which is positive behavior support, and legal options are coming April 11th. So please join that, because that information is still crucial. Families are still calling us asking about guardianship. And right now, too, with our children who are affected by behaviors related to their disability, this time is hard. Their schedules have been completely turned upside down. They're not used to their normal routines of providers coming in and out. And so we want to give you some tips and tools to do that. So please stay tuned for those trainings, and more are coming. So we are really adapting to the changing world right now, and Raising Special Kids is very excited about that. We also have an amazing education team who is communicating daily with our Arizona Department of Education and providing the feedback we're hearing from families so that they can tweak and refine the services they're providing and communicate that to the school districts. Because as you know, this is a learning curve, and all of us are working together to try to adapt to this new way of virtual education and making sure our kids, especially our special needs children, have the supports they need to continue throughout the rest of the school year. So we're super excited. Our education team is working very hard and giving that information back to us family support members so we know what to give, what info to give to people calling in. We're, like I said, we're learning to adapt to this changing time, and Raising Special Kids is really happy that we've been able to continue our services. I want to say, as an employee, there wasn't a disruption. We went straight from the governor's guidelines to social distance right to telecommuting, and we're still working hard every day serving families. So something that when I was asked to do this Facebook Live, and I thought about the topics that I wanted to talk about, I really took the theme of it from the feedback I've been seeing from families all over social media. Part of my job is I get to run our social media page along with the other communication team members. So it gives me a chance to see what's going on in the community and some issues that people are concerned about. And so rather than have this Facebook Live be a more formal broadcast, we really wanted to do something informal and personable so families could connect with us that way. So I was the lucky one who got to do this. So again, please keep commenting on this thread if you have anything to say. I'm looking at it and bringing it up. But in my social media, hey Angelica, in my social media perusing, even as a mom after our kids go to bed and we finally have that quiet time because we're not used to having everyone home 24 hours a day, I came across a really profound article. And I've been thinking about it a lot, and it really relates to what Chris, our director, had said about how we're really uniquely trained for this time. And it's by a psychiatrist, and I will put that link on our Facebook page too. And I know a lot of you will love it because the title is Reasons Why Special Needs Parents Are Better Equipped Than Anyone Else to Handle Coronavirus Stress. And it's very insightful, and I think it really echoes what we're trying to do as parents and what we're trying to do as family support specialists in providing that support to families. So during this Facebook Live, I just wanted to touch on a few of the highlights. I do have the article in front of me because there's a couple quotes that I just couldn't not read because I won't do it justice. So anyhow, this therapist says that as he's been communicating with families, all parents, doing the teletherapy platform right now, that parents are under stress. And I'm the first one to say, admittedly, that this is stressful, learning to work full-time from home while my kids are learning in the background, while my daughter's receiving her services, keeping my house clean, which many of you, I hope you can relate to that. And if you're keeping it clean, kudos to you, because that is a hard balance when you're trying to work and balance everything. Keeping us safe, practicing social distancing, making sure we're getting our groceries. All of those things are causing added stress to society. And the psychiatrist in the article talks a lot about how the parents he's been talking to are feeling this stress, which I know I am. Even though I'm happy and making it work, it is stressful. And we at Raising Special Kids recognize that. And this really resonated with me, that this psychiatrist said, the families that he's talked to, the parents that actually have kids with disabilities are handling this almost better because we're used to being under the fire. We're used to having that pressure in our lives. We're used to things being turned upside down overnight and having to learn a new way. And I really, I've been thinking about that this week as I thought about what I would talk to all of you about. And also, something that brought a little tear to my eye when I was thinking about what he said. He said, these parents know intimately the pain of feeling isolated, whether because of their child's medical needs or their behavior. They have often missed out on work events or family events. I know I have. I know in the 10 years of raising my daughter, my life has changed. We've had to skip out on countless social, spiritual, and self-care commitments because our kids needed us. We know how damaging it is to lose touch, and we know what it's like to have to adapt to a changing world and to be under chronic stress. But something I love so much that he says in this article is that because we are used to this, we now can take those skills that we've learned and reach out to other families and help them. And I've seen it in action, guys. There are several Facebook groups that have been newly created in our state that are run by special needs parents, and they are changing the way social media looks. While there's so much negativity and scare and news, and yes, important, accurate information in our news feed, there's also some great positive things, and I love it. Just one that comes to mind, there's a group created by a special needs mom I know called Helping Hands. And on this group, people are sharing supplies. They're shouting out where to find that coveted toilet paper. They're giving extra feeding bags. They're sharing food. They're sharing emotional support. They're providing updates. They're driving feeding extensions from Queen Creek to Levine, just so a family who can't get a hold of their home health company can have those feeding supplies. There's so many things that you guys are doing, and it is really touching. And I'm honored to call myself a special needs mom in Arizona right now, just seeing the good that's going around. And so just like the psychiatrist mentioned in this article, and I don't have his name in front of me, but I will share it later, that we are using these skills that we've learned along this journey, these unexpected skills that, you know what, we probably didn't want to learn originally. And now we're using that to help people in our world adapt to these changing times. And so I'm just so proud of that. And I love thinking of it that way, because this is a difficult time. And we do need that uplifting support, and just remembering these unique skills and these unique traits that you have being a special needs parent, and using them to help the world. It's so important. And thank you, Carolyn. I'm going to read a couple of comments. Carolyn mentioned, she says, we were talking about the same thing during Autism Society virtual meetup. Awesome job, Autism Society. That's great. She says, we special needs parents are used to making the best of an uncertain situation. And yes, that is so true. And I just really love that you shared that. Thank you. Yvonne, let's see, she says, DDD will give extra hours for providers to help with activities like packets from school. That is awesome. Thank you for bringing that up. So everyone, if you need extra support, contact your support coordinator. Hopefully they can increase your providers' hours if you're still bringing families into your home. Let's see here. Yvonne mentions that it is hard working with our kids because they're not used to us being a teacher. And yes, Yvonne, I totally agree. Me personally, I did not get a degree in education. I am not a licensed teacher, and these are skills that I have had to learn over the past little while. And I'm sure all of you had too. And, I talked to a mom yesterday, and she mentioned she was really stressed because she had to learn to be a teacher, work in between, all from home, and be a therapist, and fight with insurance companies for supplies, do teletherapy visits, all while maintaining the mental health and peace for her children in her home. And yeah, that is a very difficult thing to do, and families across the world are doing that right now. But you know what? I think we're doing the best we can. And from what I see, and from what we see from families calling in at Raising Special Kids, we are seeing so much good happening. And if you're struggling with these very real and very valid struggles, please call our office. Sometimes it just helps to talk to someone who gets it. We can provide a listening ear, and we can also connect you with resources that can help. So remember that we're here for you, even when things are hard. I also wanted to mention that one of our other directors shared some great parenting tips that I thought were relevant. I know I need them, and I thought they'd be relevant going along with our theme. We're all in this together. So this is from the Positive Parenting Program, so Triple P. It's actually in our latest newsletter. So if you don't receive the Raising Special Kids newsletter, please comment on that thread. Let me know, and I will make sure to contact you. You can also call our office because it has important information, and honestly uplifting information that we need. Highlights about families and about our staff. And these tips that I'm going to go over quickly were shared from one of our directors, and it's in the newsletter. And so I'm just going to run down the list. I won't explain it all since it would be a little tedious, but I think they're important to share right now. So number one, and again, quickly for those joining in, I see a few people popping in. This is top parenting tips for parents and caregivers in uncertain times. Number one, reassure your children that your family is the top priority. So whether you're working from home, which I know a lot of us are so grateful, including myself, that we can work from home and provide income for our families. Say things like, I'm your parent. It's my job to keep you safe, and we're working together, because our kids, no matter what age they are, they're feeling that stress. So if we can be the voice of calm, even though we may not be feeling it inside, that will be really helpful. Number 2, maintain everyday family routines. This is something I kind of let go for the first few days, but man, once the sleeping in till 10 a.m. and staying up till 11 and everyone being grumpy and not having a schedule, a few days of that, and I decided, nope, we've got to get back on a routine. So set a decent bedtime hours for meal times, set schedules for meal times, bedtimes. Every family we know is different, and adapt to this new routine to what works for you. But getting your kids on a schedule will help. It'll help everyone's mood, and it'll help bring some order to your home to make you feel better. Number 3, have plenty of interesting things to do at home. And don't worry, if you need help with that, we can help. Raising special kids, including myself and the communications team, we have been working hard to gather resources, and fun ones too, not just the pertinent, relevant information about our state agencies and announcements from the governor. We also have fun, engaging activities you can do with your kids at home. They've been going all around our social media platforms, and go to our website, raisingspecialkids.org. We have a COVID-19 section, and there are some fun resources for kids on there, whether it's virtual field trips, whether it's learning activities, you name it. There's lots of good stuff. And if you have a resource you want to share, contact us, because we will look it over and add it to our resource page, because our whole goal is helping families cope during this time, including the fun, engaging things we can do with our kids. Number 4, take notice of behaviors you like. Now, this is a hard one for me as a parent, I admit it. Right now, it's really easy to get frustrated with behaviors and disruption because our kids are disrupted. They are not feeling the same routine and order that they normally feel. So take moments to praise them. This time is difficult. A lot of our kids with disabilities are used to having ABA therapy, behavior coaching, all of those things, and this time is going to disrupt them. So when they do something good, give them praise. It'll help. Number 5, make sure your kids knows you're ready to talk. Sometimes kids want to talk about things and sometimes they hold it in, but make sure that you are the safe place, and be honest with them about how they're feeling, obviously age appropriate, and let them talk to you. It's okay to be worried, but reassure them that you're there for them. Number 6, be truthful in answering children's questions. Find out what they know about the issue before answering. Keep it simple and give information from trusted sources. And like I said, Raising Special Kids can help you with that. Number 7, have a family plan of action. Involve kids in preparing the plan. Situations change quickly. We've had to grocery shop at the crack of dawn. We've had to wear masks when we go out, wash hands, take our shoes off when we walk inside. Include our kids in those plans and let them know why we're doing it. It's for their safety, to keep them healthy and their neighbors and friends healthy. Number 8, help children learn to tolerate more uncertainty. This COVID-19 pandemic has changed our world, and I feel like it's happened really fast. And yes, Paulina mentioned we're all in this together, and we really are, and we're here to collaborate and help each other. Number 9, take care of yourself the best you can. I know full well this is not a skill that special needs parents usually have and do well. Now, I know some of you out there are really good about taking time for self-care. I am not, but it's important, whether it's 5 minutes of walking outside and feeling the sun on your face, or reading a book, or taking a walk, or doing something to make yourself feel good. Right now, more than ever, it's important to manage our stress so that way we can present a calm and happy front to our kids. But if we do break down and we do have tears because this is hard, we're human, and that's okay. I've done it with my kids, and we just, we can move forward from that. And number 10, reach out and connect with loved ones. Just like I'm connecting with you, you can use the technology we have to connect with your loved ones. Your kids can talk to their friends over the phone, over Facebook, Messenger. They can message each other. They can use Marco Polo, all the different social media platforms that we have available to us at our fingertips. They can have those connections. And I'm going to add number 11 is helping others in need. Just like I said, seeing all the good in the community that you guys are doing, seeing the wonderful service given, the moms pooling their supplies, the dads driving supplies across town for a family that needs it, the being willingness to help, the parents sewing masks for the hospitals, for our first responders. All of those things are good, and all of those things will help us get through this. And so to wrap up our live video, we're getting end of our time here with I get to spend with you. We just want to say thank you. Thank you, Arizona, for letting us to continue to serve you. We need you just as much as you need us, and giving families that support is fulfilling, and we're going to keep doing it. So if you need help, please call our office. Raising Special Kids will always be here for you. Our number is 602-242-4366, and just know that we care. Like the title of our Facebook Live, we are here for families. We're here for families, and we're in it with you. And I would like to close. Have a great weekend, everybody, and thank you for participating. Bye, guys.